Well, whatever. I mean, just the same thing with the fine is that these are all very high fines, and the $5 billion is a lot of money. And I wouldn't use the term unprecedented. It's just a question of how much they're going to actually monitor the company. They could have 50 years if they wanted. If they're not doing their jobs like last time, it doesn't really matter.
Right, but I guess my question is the government even prepared? Does it have the experience, the wherewithal to handle something like this, or are we just figuring it out as we go? And in that case, to your point, how do we know that this is the right approach?
Well, it sounds unprecedented, just like the fine, but it's a very small amount of money for Facebook to pay if it's $5 billion. And the question is, what does this monitoring entail? Who's going to do it? What are the fines if they do something wrong? You know, I'd love to know the details of something like this. Just the number is just meaningless as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And Gene, I would think from an investor's point of view, anything that is a 20-year deal with the government sounds bullish, right? I mean, the worst case scenario for Facebook is it getting broken up. I'd like to know what you think about this. Is that the worst case scenario for Facebook? And the best case scenario is some deal with a 20-year deal with the government. Sounds like a 20-year deal to guarantee Facebook's in a decent position of power.
So, Kelly, I think exactly the worst case scenario is a breakup, and I just want to put some parameters around that just to focus on that. I think that this is more of a fairy tale that this will ever happen, and the reason is that actually breaking up Facebook isn't going to solve what the key problems are around data, around the news feed, around tech addiction. There are ways that the government can step in and add, for example, brakes to the product. Let's just quickly talk about the tech addiction piece of this. This endless scroll piece is something that gets people hooked in. They could add stops into that. There are ways that the government can basically change and slightly alter Facebook without breaking up the company. I don't think that really achieves anything. Totally agree with Kara here that at the end of the day, the question is how much will the government actually make good on this oversight privilege that they have? I suspect that not much will ultimately change.